Can I call you Rose? 'Cause you're sweet like a flower in bloom.
Hi, my name is Kisha Morris-Perkins. I am 53 years old, and I was born and raised in the state in California, but moved to Texas as soon as I could. I currently work in the transportation industry.
How did you feel when you were single and without children? Why did you want to become a mother?
I think that I felt good. I was in a good place. Children and marriage and anything was never on my mind at the time. But I was in a good place. I wasn't lonely. I was just alone. And as far as me knowing when I wanted to become a mother, it actually struck during what I consider tragedy. I was in a relationship for about 4.5 years, which ended, and when it ended, it was an oops moment, and I was pregnant. And so I had my heart set on, okay, I'm gonna be a single mom, and I was totally okay with that. But then what happened, which I don't wish upon anyone, is I had a miscarriage. And that was very devastating to me. And I got a taste of motherhood. And with that taste of motherhood, I didn't know where to start. I was grieving, but yet I wanted to also find a love that was unconditional. And that's when I began looking to satisfy that desire, that passion that I had for that type of love.
Can you tell us how you decided to become a mother? Which route did you take?
Started at several. I looked at adoption, and adoption was very expensive, very time consuming, and at the time, I was in my late 30s. And so I didn't have a whole lot of time to do a whole lot of anything. Like I said, it was very expensive, a lot of red tape. It was so many children that need homes. I wanted an infant. There was things that I wanted. And so after then, I thought, well, maybe I'll go overseas and try it. It was a little bit easier. It was, there were more infants available. But then I had to think about, okay, it's still more expensive because then I have to fly over there several times. And then I came across artificial insemination. And a lot of people don't know about that, but I didn't have any fertility issues. So I ran across it and I thought, well, maybe this could be me. So I did my research, and then I tried to find a doctor who would do this for me. This is my choice. And unfortunately, I ran into a lot of roadblocks because I was single. And a lot of doctors didn't want to perform this procedure because I was single. I didn't have a husband, I didn't have a partner, I was just me, it was just me. And so I did end up finding a doctor that had practiced in California and in Medical City in Dallas, and he said, I'll do it for you. And I was super excited and scared all at once, and I said, wow, okay, well, let's do this. So of course, with conversations with my mother, we are very, very close, and I had a conversation with her and made sure that we were gonna do this together. The hardest part, I think, is finding the donor. Of determining, okay, now that I've made this decision of artificial insemination, do I want a donor that's willing to be known? Do I want a donor that's anonymous? What bank do I use? There's so many questions that go through your mind or that you have to make decisions about that it was overwhelming. But I started for the basics. What do I kind of like? What would I be attracted to? That's the type of person that I want to find on this piece of paper. So I researched, different banks, California cryo banks, a bank, Cryogram in Colorado, and different sperm banks, so to speak, because I needed the actual product. And went to a bank that was smaller, so I could actually handpick what the type of person, if they were live and in color with me, who would I choose? So after several rounds of check marks and cross outs and stars, and I got my top three. I sent my top three to the facility, and I said, since I can't see this person, you let me know just physically, who would you match me with? And they picked my top person, which was really nice. And so that was how I started the journey. And so once I had the person and the money and the doctor, now I needed the guts to do it. I had all these things lined up, but I was like, okay, am I really ready? Am I really ready to do this? And the answer was, after a lot of prayer, yes.
Can you tell us about your pregnancy?
It was a good one. Conceived my daughter on Christmas Eve, which was really kind of cool. Had a great pregnancy, even though I was all of 39. People will say, oh, you had your child, you're pregnant so late in life or whatever. The only thing that I didn't like about the pregnancy is that they took every document that they ever had and stamped it with geriatric, and I didn't appreciate that. My pregnancy was a good pregnancy, and no morning sickness. I mean, she was really good to me. My labor and delivery was uneventful, I should just say. She didn't want to come out. So she wanted to stay in for a little while longer, although my water broke and everything. And so I ended up having a C-section. And, but I remember laying in the labor and delivery room and just wondering what this little person was going to look like, what she was going to smell like, was she going to be a loud crier? Was she going to be just a little whimperer? Was she, the anticipation. And then once, I didn't have the natural childbirth, so it was just like, kind of like, here she is. I was like, is that her? But then once I could just see all of her little facial features, she was just pink, but she smelled, and the only way I can describe it is new. New. It was a new beginning, a new life without sin. It was just magical. It's indescribable. So to ask that question is like, how did you feel? I felt. It was an overwhelming love. It was all emotions. I was scared to death. I was happy as everything. I was nervous, but I was protective. I was everything. I was everything.
Can you describe to me the journey you and your daughter had together once she was born?
Well, she's here now. She had colic the first 3 weeks of her life, which I thought, Lord, is there a receipt? Can I return her? Because I got no sleep. But then after that first night that she slept, I panicked. Is she still with me? Because I got a good night's sleep. She was a good baby. She slept during the night, but I was a single mom by choice. And with that comes everything. It was exhausting, to be honest, but I had so much love, it didn't matter. God gave me so much strength, it didn't matter. I needed a full-time nanny because I needed to work full-time. So she needed care full-time, I needed to work full-time, it's just us. School was good. She's a bright girl. She's really, really a smart, inquisitive. Now she's 13 and people say, oh goodness. I said, but you don't know me and my child. She still likes me. She still loves me. She still likes being around me. And she's a straight A student. She plays the viola. She's a phenomenal volleyball player. She loves the world. She wants to make a difference. And she's social. I mean, I couldn't ask for more. This journey between me and her has been a bond that is indescribable. And she knows her story as well. She knows that mommy she's called my made from scratch baby. You know, I wanted her so much, and I had so much love for her that she knows it and she feels it, and it comes through in how she is.
Can you tell us, how did you meet your husband?
In a nutshell, we met on Match.com. I'm still waiting for my check, Match.com. Online dating. Let's talk about online dating. Some people swear by it. Other people are scared of it. I'm in between. I'm a little nervous about it because it's, you know, the internet. But then I've heard success stories, and I'm one of those success stories. We met online. April 8th, which is my mother's birthday, is the same day he had a really simple pickup line, which was, "Hi, I'm Chad. How are you?" That was it. Boom. It was different. It was simple. Obviously, he looked at his picture and was like, where are we going with this? Conversated over the internet for a little while, and then we graduated to the phone. And after all the background checks that I did on him, graduated to the phone, and then we eventually decided to meet in person. We were scheduled to meet at the Fort Worth Art Festival, because he decided he wanted to see me earlier. So we met on Easter Sunday. Now, my faith is very important to me. So I was like, I'm going to church. And if you want to meet me, we can meet at church. Now, if you know, Easter Sunday is when everybody goes to church. And I'm scheduled to meet a man I've never seen in person. I'm hoping he looks like this picture. But he did. He met me at church, was our first date. So we just kind of sat next to each other, and we could feel each other's vibes. And I had prepared a little note before I came and said, you know, "Dear Chad, I don't know what this is going to turn out like, but thank you for meeting me. Thank you for meeting me in this place. And if we never see each other again, just know that I appreciate you. And thank you for doing this." Sealed it up. When he got there, handed it over to him, we ended church, and it was like, okay, we're done. And then I was like, all right, so what are we going to do? He goes, well, how about let's meet when we were really supposed to meet and go to the arts festival. And I knew then this is going to go somewhere. Go somewhere. Like I said, we met at church. That was our first date. Our several dates after that were always in public places because, again, I met him on Match.com. I didn't know. But I think we were mature daters. So we were at a time in our lives where we're like, okay, we're not going to be dating for 10 years and then try to get married. I don't want to say we were speed dating, but we were very intentional. He would drive at least a good half hour, church, 15 minutes, drive home. That went on for several weeks. But then as I introduced his voice on a phone call with my child, then it was, who's that? And then I kind of, slowly but surely introduced her to him through the voice. We went to places where we could have good conversations and not the movies, where we could really get to know each other. What type of art do you like? Let's talk about it. A library. Do you read these books? Let's talk about it. So we could actually know in here instead of what was on the outside. Because we already knew what was on the outside. We wanted to know what was on the inside.
Can you tell us, why did you say yes to your husband's proposal? And tell us, how did he propose?
In church. We were in service, and it was a little bit before it was about to end, and we were standing next to each other, and he usually asks me, can you hold this? Because I have the purse. It's either his wallet or it's something to hold. And so he handed me something, and I'm in church, so I'm paying attention. I grabbed the something in the little bag. I didn't know it was a ring. Had no clue. And so we're sitting down, and he goes, oh, I need that thing in the bag. And I was like, oh, okay. He goes, actually, the bag is for you. And I said, oh, so I open it up and I see the ring. And of course, I can't make it's church. They're going to think I'm filled with the Holy Spirit, so I don't know what people are going to think. After I calmed down a little bit, he actually got out the words, will you marry me? And in my heart of hearts, I said, yes, but this part didn't come out. But I need you to be saved. I need you to believe in Jesus Christ. I need this. The Lord knows I need this. I didn't say that to him, but I said yes, because I knew his heart. I knew he loved me. I knew he loved us. I knew he had a passion for life. I knew he was a good man. And I knew my other part of that, my other dream of that, would eventually come, because I'm going to pray it for him. I'm going to keep praying him into it. That was my thinking. So I said yes. And of course, he was all smiley, whatever. And then the next step, he went down and gave his life to Christ. I cried because that's what I had been praying for. That was my prayer. Never told him about anything. But that was my prayer, that he would give his life to Jesus Christ, because I wanted to find a man that could lead my family. So he asked me to marry him. I said yes. In the back of my prayer, saying, but please, Lord, help me pray him, let him, please. And he walked down and he got saved and he got baptized all same day. I went to the children's area, grabbed my child to say, you're gonna have to witness this. Mommy just got engaged. She's crying, excited for me. We go to the outdoor baptistry and we witness this man get engaged and get saved and baptized that same day. That's how he proposed. It doesn't require much. He's not high maintenance, because I am. So we can't be both high maintenance. He loved hard and I saw this in his eyes, like, who comes to church on a first date? That means I care for you so much that I am willing to step out of my comfort zone that I normally might not go for you. And I like that he's adventurous. I like that he doesn't have a plan. When we travel, I am the planner. And that he's different. So I think he balances me. But I love his public display of affection appropriately. He doesn't mind showing that he cares for someone or something. He's funny, he's quirky, he's boy sometimes, and I love that about him. He's quite different from me, but we are very similar. He's like my yin and yang, he's very literally, because I'm black and he's white. So he completes the things that I want to do or strive to be. He loves me, and he loves us. And so that's what makes him the qualities that I think that he possesses, that makes me just love him even more.
Can you describe the benefits for people stepping outside of their box and dating people that may be different from them, like interracial dating?
I have experience. Like I mentioned before, my husband is Caucasian, and my daughter actually is African American, Hispanic, and Italian. So, words of advice: try it. Don't limit yourself with a box that you have created. God didn't create that. You get the benefit of learning, period. Another culture, foods, language. So many opportunities open up when you don't limit yourself in anything. And that includes dating. It's not that everyone has a preference. But then when you open yourself up to other things and other people, the sky's the limit. We are more alike than we think that we are. I've enjoyed the culture, the experiences that I may have being an African-American woman versus him as a Caucasian man. So we've developed an understanding for one another's struggles, stereotypes, different things that I would not understand unless I was in the same situation. You can always say, oh, I see no color. No, yes, I do. It just doesn't matter to me. I see a white man all day long. Every day I go home, he is a white man. But I don't see any color in my heart. And, when people say, I don't, love is blind, we don't see color. Yes, you do. When we walk into a room, we understand that they see a white man and a black woman. We understand that. How people view that, or how, some people turn their nose up at it. Some people embrace it. Some people don't care. So my best advice is to not limit yourself, because you're limiting yourself.
Can you describe your wedding day for us?
My wedding day, June 9th, 2018. It was a wonderful day. Practical. We got married at the Justice of the Peace in Grand Prairie, Texas. What made it a little different was we rented it out, so there was no one else there. And I had someone come in and decorate. And one of my good friends sang and played the piano. It was our little day, and we could save that money and go on a trip. It was exactly what we needed. Simple, with a few friends, a couple of family members. The mayor at the time came and signed, along with my mother, my marriage certificate, rest her soul. She's no longer with us, but very simple. My dress, online. We gathered up everyone and we went out to a Mexican restaurant that was decorated phenomenal by one of my friends, and we had dinner. And simple. It was a very simple wedding, but it was so full of love. Elegant, pretty, memorable for the guests who were there, but most of all, memorable for us.
What advice or words of wisdom do you have for women looking for love and looking to become mothers?
Never give up hope that God has someone for you. It may not look like what you think it should look or want it to look like, but know that that is perfect for you. Don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself in a box. Don't let anybody else put you in a box, because they will. Make sure that you live your life how you want to. Love will find you. You can look for it, but it's all around you. So it will find you when it's ready, when you're ready. Some people are afraid of love because they're afraid when you do love, you get hurt. Be vulnerable. Because the only way you will find true love is if you are vulnerable. I've been hurt. Other people have been hurt. It's the journey to it, and it's the journey after it. And it will find you. It will find you. If that is in your heart that you want to pursue motherhood, fatherhood, do it. And there are many ways you can, whether it be adoption, whether it be artificial insemination, whether it be, just blended families. They're step kids and step children. But do it for you. Don't have a child for someone else, because you won't be the best parent. You always have to do things for yourself and make sure that you're comfortable with the responsibility, because talk about leadership skills. You need leadership skills in order to be a parent. But my only advice is, if you have a passion, if you have a heart, there are options out there to become a parent. Don't be afraid. That's one of the things. I was not afraid to step out on faith because I was interested in being a mother. And now I'm a mother and a wife. And I'm thrilled. I'd like to say thank you to my child, my first love, Kendall, for giving me an amazing opportunity to be your mom. You chose me and I chose you, and giving me the ability to love someone so wholeheartedly, so unconditionally, and know what that feels like. Thank you to her for being who she is to me, and how she's completed that part of my life that I wanted and desired, and giving me that first love type of feeling, and having a heart big enough to not only love her, but now I love my husband as well. So I have a husband to love, but she showed me that unconditional love that no one else could have. And it's all because it started with her. She completes what I thought was incomplete. She completes that for me. And to my husband, who puts up with everything, he completes a portion of my life that I desired as well. And so the two of them, although I started as a single woman, now mother, now wife, I didn't know I needed all that. They both make me a better person, and I love them dearly, and I don't know how I would do life without them. Aw, thank you. Shall I open it now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I just want to say thank you to you for trusting me to share my story. And I'm just, honored and blessed that you chose me. Custom Cream's Mango Body Butter. Nice. Okay. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do this, but thank you. Thank you for giving the world a glimpse of the options that you can have, and allowing me to hopefully bless somebody else, and by sharing my story, saying, you can do this if you want to. And, it's people like you that give me a chance to share my story and my vision and my purpose. And, thank you. It's an honor and a blessing to sit here with you. So thank you.